Welcome. You're listening to the I'm Wired to Inspire podcast, creatively engineered by Nicole, the inspiration specialist. I'm Wired to Inspire is a powerfully packed 5-minute podcast filled with inspiration and encouragement to get you through your day. It's designed to inspire you to live your authentic purpose. Now stay tuned for your host, Nicole, the inspiration specialist, on today's episode of I'm Wired to Inspire.
Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today on my podcast. I am hoping that you guys are having a great day thus far. And if you are not, my hope is that by the time you get to the end of this podcast, your idea, your feeling, your hopes and dreams will be back on top, and you will be looking forward to the rest of the day and the rest of the weeks to come. So just real quick, y'all, I really been giving a lot of thought to, what it's like to really be authentic. And one of the things that, God kind of dropped in my spirit was that I think a lot of people don't really anticipate that when you are usually living a facade, or if you're doing something that's really not giving the best version of who you are, and you come out of that, you're going to make a lot of people mad. A lot of people are not going to be happy with that, because it's a couple of things I want you to consider. Number one, if there are people around you or who have been around you, and they knew that you weren't being yourself, but they encouraged the person that you were at the time, first of all, the enemy sent them straight from hell and you just couldn't figure it out. So now that that's being busted up and they're realizing that their grip, their spiritual manipulation, or whatever it is that we're trying to cast on you or do to you, they can't do anything to you anymore, all hell typically breaks loose. So that's one thing that happens when you step into your authentic purpose. Another thing that happens when you step into your authentic purpose is you might be the person who knew, like you knew that you were living on a level that was beneath where God wanted you to be. You already knew that. It wasn't like somebody was trying to keep you there. You weren't clueless about it. You just genuinely did not have the right mindset, and you were too afraid to be yourself because the enemy kept telling you if you were who you really were on the inside, people wouldn't like you. Well, another group of people that, come into this situation with living authentically is the person who's kind of right in the middle. They're kind of okay with not really full on being who they're supposed to be because everything else is just kind of comfortable. And again, that fear, they may not admit it, but it's some fear. And I'm going to tell you, at some point in time, most people have gone through one of the things I just mentioned, because what they think is authenticity and what they see the world is saying is authentic, it usually does not match up with what God gives you. So I just, I was looking at a lady yesterday, and she has such a cool business and how she, puts her stuff out. Now, she gives deep and dope, very, very workable, very user-friendly tips to really see success in your business. But this girl is so silly, y'all. Like she'll give you these deep, heavy tips, and then she'll just start cartwheeling and jumping around and squealing all on the thing. And it's hilarious. It may not be your cup of tea, but you know what you see when you watch her stuff? She is being herself. That is who she is. If you consistently look at her stuff, she'll just be giving you these serious, heavy things, and then she'll just bust out, start dancing. Her little friends come on the screen with her and start dancing, and then she'll be like, okay, I'm back to who I was. Okay, so like I was saying, and it just made me think, how many of you are listening and you are trying to put things out based on what someone else says is the barometer for success? How many of you are really feeling like, Robin, I want to be authentic. I really want to be myself. But is there something, and if we're keeping it 100 now, I don't know who you are listening, but you know who you are listening. So take this opportunity to really take some time and think, am I really being myself? Okay. And if the answer is, I don't know, that's a perfectly good answer. If the answer is no, that's a perfectly good answer. If the answer is yes, if the answer is, you know what, girl, I don't care about that. All of those are good answers. You know why? Because you made the effort to answer, whatever it may be. So you have to start somewhere. I'm the kind of person that feels like, all I could do is give you the information, and you can do whatever you need to do with the information. But you don't have to process it the way I do. You don't have to understand it the way I do. But I will give it to you the way I'm led to give it to you. And it's just however the chips fall after that. I used to be the kind of person I would get so offended and I would feel like things would have to be a certain way and very like, what's the word? Very, not prudish, but just very like specific and particular. And it just had to be this way and all of this and whatever. Let me tell you, after 2013, I had some stuff happen in 2013. And ever since then, I was like, nah, I'm just going to do this thing the way God is telling me to do it. And we're going to keep it moving after that. We just going to keep it moving. Because what you begin to learn is if it's all these different people in the world, then God has so many different jobs for us. He has so many different callings and so many different things He set in the way for us to live purposefully for Him. And, you know, to be honest, y'all, it's getting played out for stuff to just be stupid. You know, it's getting real played out. And the way this world is set up now, there's so many people trying to mimic other people. There's so many people trying to impress other people. They want other people to get it. They want other people to see it. And you know what I have learned from this process? And this is something that I will gladly share with anybody listening who's afraid to launch a project or just afraid to do something. I have had people tell me I don't use the right practices. I don't use the right colors. I don't use the right fonts. I use too many words. I don't use enough words. It's too clean. It's just black and white. I've had everybody tell me everything from the top to the bottom. Okay. I've had everybody tell me anything from, well, you shouldn't record it like that. Or, you know, you said such and such, or, hey, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't do. I have had it come to me and it still comes to me. But let me tell you something. I need to encourage you with this. You need to do you, whatever that's going to look like. And it's just that simple. Because here's the thing, guys. You cannot put yourself in a position of power if you keep giving people your power. You cannot do both. You have to make a decision. You have to choose to say, you know what? This is how I get down. This is what it is. Now, yes, God is going to send people to help me do better, to help me, you know, make this thing look better, feel better, whatever it is it needs to be. But Lord, give me discernment for that so I can decipher who that is. Because here's the thing, even with some of the people who would tell me things, no, some of the stuff was true. I'm not saying that you just live your authentic purpose and you don't listen to nobody and you do everything your own way. That's just dumb. You don't have, that's not using wisdom at all. There are other people who have knowledge and specifics that you need to help add value to what you're doing. So no, you want to be balanced in that, but you also want to be very clear that this go round, you are not willing to relinquish your control and let somebody else play push and shove with your emotions, who you are as a human being and what God has called you to do. Game over on that. Okay, so I don't know who needed to hear that, but you need to go ahead and handle your business and do what God is telling you to do. And y'all, let me tell y'all, I can't be more raw and open than I am now. And I'm going to tell y'all, just me trying to do this thing the way I feel led to do it, it's hard because you never know if it's going to affect people. You don't know if people like it. You know, I don't know if I'm just making podcasts and it's just falling on deaf ears, because everybody is not going to hit you up and say, oh, girl, that was so good. Or, oh, thank you. Everybody's not going to do that. And to be honest, I don't necessarily need that. I appreciate it. And I do think sometimes it's good to know every now and again that it's not falling on deaf ears. But let me tell y'all something. My concern is not doing something that God told me to do. That's what keeps me up at night. You know, and that's what I want to tell you. You know, it's great when we see people that have worked hard and they have accolades and but we don't have to look at them with stars in our eyes. We need to look at God with stars in our eyes. Because when we look at God like He's a star, when we're beaming with pride because of Him, then we can see His children and we can really look at them with great joy and fulfillment. And we're so happy to see other people succeed and do great and wonderful things in life because we have our focus on God. It's with that focus on Him, we can focus on others and we can help them get to their dreams or at least support them in theirs. You know, so it is totally a process of that. And again, I'm finding that on my Tuesdays and Thursdays in 2018, I'm just kind of chopping it up. It's just kind of flowing however God gives it to me. And this is what I got today. This is how I was feeling led today. And I'm not going to lie. I took twice already this morning. I was so full, and it's crazy because I feel like a big crybaby. In like the last 3 years of my life, I just feel like I cry at the drop of a hat, and not from some weird emotional stuff. But honestly, when you start to give your life over to the Lord for real, you get touched by things because people begin to point things out in you. They point things out around you that are things you never thought about before. because they get to see the goodness of the Lord coming out of you. And that is a whole different ball game. See, I'll cry a tear of joy than a tear of pain any day, because I think it's worth it. And just getting the messages from people who say, oh, you know what? I started my podcast. Oh, I started my t-shirt line. I started my blog. Just knowing that I'm able to receive messages like that. And even though, yes, you may have heard something I said, but trust me, I can't take any credit for it. I mean, that would just be ridiculous. I'm not that cool. I mean, God is the cool one, like he's the one that gives me the information. And again, I tell y'all all the time too, don't not say something or do something because you think somebody else is not going to like it. If you're saying it with a pure heart and it's truly your stance and you don't have any animosity or ugliness behind it, I mean, it's just not going to be for everybody anyway. If you're a size 10, you don't need the size 12 and you don't need the size 5. You need the size 10. So, God will give you what you need for just your size. So remember that. Don't feel bad because you're not a this and you're not a that. Whatever your size is, baby, that's what you rock with. You rock with whatever the thing is that God gave you. And I think that's what messes people up. People get so caught up in trying to mimic and do what other people are doing, that they just don't realize, hey, shoot your shot with what God has given you. Because if you can shoot your shot with this, then you can pass up everybody. You can pass up everybody doing whatever because you're so focused on you. And like honestly, passing people up is not even going to be a thing if you want to be honest about that. Like, you're not even going to care about that. You're just going to soar. You are just going to soar. You are not going to sit there and be stuck. You're going to soar and you're going to go to the level that God is telling you to go to. Because your focus is on who he made you, where you are, what's your size. That's what you're focused on. And even if your goal is to get to somewhere else, you're going to make sure that every step you take, you show God, listen, I might be right here today, but I'm going to appreciate where I'm at today. And I'm going to give your name glory. I'm going to bless your name. I'm going to praise your name. I'm going to be excited. I'm going to work this thing to the full capacity. But God, just know I'm coming for the next level. And then when you achieve that goal, you embrace that. And then you go to the next goal, to the next goal. And again, it's all about that gratitude. It's all about keeping your heart and your mind open for the way God wants you to soar into this next level. So what I will tell you is this. When you are authentically who you are, God has a funny way of showing you something and putting things around you to let you know that you're on the right track. It's funny because I have a beautiful, beautiful friend, and she has always been unique. I have never met a friend like her. She's always dressed the way she wanted to, and she's stunningly beautiful. But she was always very eccentric in her style of dress, and it always just came off so chic and cool, all of this stuff. And I hit her up the other day because I was like, yo, like your picture. And I made this comment about her, and then she hit me up yesterday, and like some famous celebrity is like, I don't even know if the girl actually might know her, but it's like she jacked her style. I'm not saying the celebrity jacked my friend's style, but the truth of the matter is this. Just because you see people with the millions of followers and everybody knows them, they have people that's being slept on. They have people that God is about to raise up that's already doing the stuff that they're doing, but they getting all the credit because they have all of the people's attention. And sadly enough, these people have gotten the attention because they literally have to sell their soul to do it. And that's one thing that I always loved about my friend. It's like she could have been sold her soul, honey. She could have been got the whole works, but she chose to go another way. And I'm so glad she did, because she and many of you who are listening to me now, because you did not sell your soul, because you did not take the deal to be publicly flaunted around or to, whore yourself around or your gifts. And excuse that word, y'all, but I got to keep it 100. A lot of people prostitute their gifts and people don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. God, that's not the God we serve. You don't ever have to prostitute nothing that he's given you. All you have to do is just be. You work that gift that he gives to you, and you never have to put yourself in a position where people have to question your morality or your character because you're trying to get people to like you. When you like you, other people are going to like you. And you really made it when people say, you know what, I don't like her, I don't like him, but you know what, I appreciate that they're who they are. It's just not my speed, but I ain't mad at them. See, when you get there, that's when you know it really don't matter what other people think. And even though that's a nice compliment or whatever, that's fine too. At the end of the day, your concern Your concern is focusing on exactly who it is God called you to be. And although it may not be easy, although you may be struggling, I'm here to remind you today that you can and you will live authentically. All you have to do is say, God, I'm ready. And if you feel like you've been doing that already and you're ready to go higher and deeper and you want to put that out to the world some kind of way, you feeling led to do that, then you ask him, Lord, let me know. Send me the people. Send me the squad. Send me the tribe for the level that I'm going on. Do I have to shake the tree and get rid of people? Do I have to get quiet? Do I have to switch up my style? Do I have to finally put out that thing I've been scared to put out because I think people are not going to like me? Do I have to do that right now? Show me what I have to do to live authentically. And y'all, look, this is crazy because I've been talking for 15 minutes. And this is one of these random joints. So I didn't even think that I would still be talking this long. But I want to say one more thing that just dropped in my spirit that I saw the other day. One thing that you have to remember is this as well. When you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, okay, I'm not talking about creating projects and material to get people's attention. But when you are doing what you are supposed to be doing, okay, however that looks for you, I don't know what that is for you. You don't have to keep throwing yourself in somebody's face to say, hey, me, look, come get it, I got it. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is let people know it's available. You know, again, you may have feelers, you may have some instruction where God may tell you to meet up with a particular person or do this and that. I'm not talking about that. But what I'm saying is, if you keep trying to get somebody's attention to get on, because you think they hold a key, because that's the connect. If I get to that connect, let me tell you something. If your mindset is there, you've already taken God out of the equation, because you may have started with God, but you're certainly not ending with him. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but please, you got to trust God enough to know that if you have done some things that you know have given him honor, if you have done some things that you know he really is fully behind, you don't have to keep trying to get somebody else's attention to give you the shot you need. Let God give you your shot. And if it's in the form of that person is going to come to you. Let me tell you why I know that. A stranger who did not know me, God gave them my name, my information, and I had a personal prayer. So I knew it wasn't the enemy. I knew it was God. These people found me amongst thousands of people. They found me and they called me by my name and didn't know me. That's why I'm saying, y'all, you could be under a rock in a desert 1,000 feet deep if that's where you need to be. And guess what? If God needs somebody to come and pull you up out and give you a message or give you an opportunity, he's going to do it. You don't have to beg nobody to be you, baby. That's the joy of living authentically. You never have to beg nobody to be you. Okay? You don't ever have to beg anybody to say, hey, can I be myself? You just be yourself. You know, and the truth of the matter is this. Some of the things that we say God is on, we know some of that stuff can't really give God glory all the way. We know that. You know, if God really was, if he just rolled up on you in the flesh, you'd be like, maybe not that part, God, but this other part, that part was you. You know, this part right here, I was thinking about you. I was giving you the glory and honor right here. Y'all, it don't work like that. Now, we got to keep it 100 now. We can't be all God this, God that. And then when we know we doing it halfway the way he wants us to do it, we can't get mad when it don't come out the way we want, because we got to stop nicknaming stuff Jesus and slapping his name on that. And we know it's not right. We know it's not. It can't be halfway right. Either it is or it isn't. And it's just that simple. You know, so I don't want any of you listening to get it twisted. Everything that I'm telling y'all about, I have done. I have been that girl. I literally wasted years of my life thinking I had to get to this producer. I had to go to this place. I had to stay in this studio. I had to this. I don't even do none of that stuff no more. It's like songwriting. I have to remember sometimes I'm a songwriter. You know what I'm saying? Because I tried to do this thing a completely different way, and it wasn't the way that God lined it up for me. And when I surrendered and I started doing what he wanted, now you got a podcast. And now I'm creating a format. And God is allowing me to create a format where if I want to do songwriting, I can do that too. I don't have to do it the way I thought I was going to do it. So I don't want you guys to throw away your old dreams. In fact, this is how we're going to wrap this thing up. I want you to pull out all the old dreams, the stuff that you thought you were going to do years ago, but it never happened. All of the stuff you thought you were going to be a model, now you think you're too old. Okay, no, you still going to be a model. Okay, you never had a hit song. Nobody ever picked up your records. Guess what? You'll get you a placement. You wanted a radio show. Okay, you know what? The local radio don't know you, but you can get you an internet radio right now to start. You want to do a podcast? Do your podcast. You want to do a book? Do a book. You want to do a blog? Do a blog. It doesn't matter what it is, but you need to create at least one thing. You need to create at least one thing. Hear me good. That is going to make is going to put you in a situation, is going to put you in a position to say, you know what? I have no choice but to continue to live authentically because I've started this thing and this is who I am. And I'm going to keep pushing this thing through until it is what it is. So please be encouraged. Please don't get it twisted. If God is in it, you don't have to beg nobody to do it. And I roll out on this Proverbs 18:16. Your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. But make sure you don't fall for Proverbs 16 and 18 where pride comes before the fall. Put your pride aside, let God raise you up as you exalt him, and then you let him do the rest. I know that you will see the authentic life that you have been seeking God for.
It's the I'm Wired to Inspire podcast giveaway. Stay tuned for instructions.
Hey guys, and here are the instructions for the contest. This is the I'm Wired to Inspire podcast social media January contest giveaway information. Here's all you need to do to enter. Follow Robin Nicole K, I'm Wired to Inspire, and Jazzy Brand. Tag 3 friends that inspire you, and simply post a photo of a person, place, or thing that inspires you and tag us. Now make sure when you tag us, you use the hashtags I'm Wired to Inspire 18 and hashtag Live Your Authentic Purpose. Then you'll be officially entered to win a $100 gift card from Jazzy Brand. Now, if you want to do a bonus entry, all you have to do is repost the contest to your page and it's considered another entry. The winner will be contacted on January 31st, 2018 and will be selected via automated system. So good luck. I'm Wired to Inspire. I hope you are too.
Thanks for listening to I'm Wired to Inspire podcast at I'mWiredToInspire.com. If you enjoyed the show, spread the word and be sure to hit the 5-star rating on iTunes. For more information on this podcast and inspirational products and services, log on to the inspirationspecialist.life or I'mWiredToInspire.com. And remember to live your authentic purpose. Thanks again and see you next time.